looking at a dead man.
Hey everyone, I'm here at Harada's bar and I'm with my friend.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we have something that's actually cool to talk about for once. It seems like when you're talking about Tekken or Tekken 7 or Tekken 8, the conversation is always doom and gloom. It's always a sad story, but today I think it's a little bit more positive. As we get into the videos, you'll see why I'm excited for this, but I could definitely see some parts of the community still being upset. I'm kind of in a mind state right now with Tekken 7 where anything that happens is a good thing, because for so long nothing has been happening. No updates, no news, not even a tweet from the developers, which, mind you, a lot of games don't really get to talk to their developers. Like, you don't see Call of Duty developers on Twitter talking to their fans, right? So we are lucky that we even have that opportunity, but at the same time, when that's been gone for so long, it hurts, right? Now, this topic that we're going to talk about is actually kind of old. It slipped under the radar for over a month. As you guys see, I have the screenshot of the whole live stream, and this happened on May 26, 2002. It only has 1,514 views on this video, on this live stream. The whole live stream is probably like 5-6 hours long, and I don't know what company hosted this, probably E-Para Carnival. They hosted it, and what they did was they had many different, I presume, game developers go up and talk about their new updates, what they're trying to add to the game. I saw some Tetris stuff in there, some Puyo. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but I seen a lot of stuff in here. The guy standing next to, or sitting next to Harada, is one of the Sega developers. So basically they just had a bunch of Japanese game developers go up and show some of the things that they're working on. Now, let's actually get into what was said. I have some screenshots, I have some recordings. Everything was in Japanese, so I had to try and translate a lot and try to piece together certain things, but I think I understand what's happening. So right now, all eyes are on Street Fighter 6. We already know this. Harada says he doesn't want to compete with Tekken 8, and everyone is kind of accepting that now. We were angry and we were like, oh no, you should, or you should do this, but everyone's kind of like, okay, you don't want to compete. I wouldn't want to compete with Street Fighter 6 either. But you have Tekken 7 here, who has a lot of problems, a lot of cheaters, and people are like, well, you can at least fix this. You can at least do something with this game. 9 million copies sold, probably 10 million by the year end. Now, this update is focusing on a specific part of the gaming community, but I wonder if there's going to be more that happens with this, because one of the things about this update that they're working on, they did not give a release date. They said it's going to take some time. They said tweak the bugs and, testing and stuff like that. So it's not coming for at least 3-4 months. And I wonder, will they add more stuff to Tekken along with this update? Now, let's talk about what they're actually doing. So Harada has the microphone. He says world premiere. This is the first time they're showing any of this stuff to the public. This translation right here is from YouTube, so it may not be 100% accurate. It's amazing. It's the future. For the future. We go into the main menu screen, and there's a section in here that says support. Color support, input support. Now, what this whole update is kind of focusing on is accessibility. I know at Combo Breaker, they were kind of like putting the spotlight on that too. They had the co-stream that was doing like sign language, and they shouted that out, I believe like 2 or 3 times. And it seems like they're adding something like this into Tekken. I know also, I'll try to find the tweet, but Harada was shouting out someone. I think someone was playing Tekken without hands or fingers or something like that. Now, looking at the next screenshot, of course it's all in Japanese, but I think the pictures gives us a really good understanding of what they're trying to do. Even though we can't read all the text, this one here says one button. Now, I was thinking about it when I was looking at these screenshots and tweets and stuff. I was like, I want to live stream this. when this update comes out, I think it will be really cool to turn on these features and see how Tekken plays. One button, to me that sounds like, instead of 4 buttons, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to be 1 button. I really don't know how that's going to work, because if you see here on the right, it's something in Japanese, and to me, I think this 1 button will be all of those in 1 button somehow. I don't know how they're going to make it work, but let's look at the next one. The next one, we get kind of a bigger understanding of what's happening. It says one hand. You can turn the controller sideways and you can play Tekken with one hand. Or I guess you won't turn it sideways. I guess you just use your one hand. But the D-pad turns into buttons. Your D-pad turns into 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the analog stick, I'm guessing, is how you would control the character. And one thing too, I was talking about this on a live stream, but I was asking you guys, how many of you guys use the analog stick versus the D-pad? And surprisingly, everyone in that live stream said they used the D-pad. I was the only one who used the analog stick. So I'm wondering, how much will people adapt to this? How helpful will this be? Of course, you can also use the right hand. The right hand might be better. Like I said, I definitely want to try this out and test it. See how this works. And then they have the reverse arcade. And basically, this is the arcade stick, but reverse, right? This one's pretty simple. First section was focusing on the controls, the buttons, the layout, right? But they also have one that's visual. If we go back to the first screen, what did it say? Color support and input support. So the first one we just looked at was input support. Now color support. This one is what I'm also interested to try this out, because the reason why they're doing this is for like people with disabilities, right? If you're colorblind, or if you're partially, or all of the doctor terms that are out there. I'm not a doctor, I don't know. But talking about the color support features that they're planning on adding into the game. The first one here, it kind of looks like they're just increasing the sharpness of it. If you guys take pictures on your phone and you see the sharpness, you kind of know what I'm talking about. This feature, I might be wrong, but I think it's for people who have like blurry vision. This will help them see all the angles and outlines and the characters and stuff better. They will be able to distinguish the background from the foreground a little bit better. As you can see here, the person is flicking between 1 and 10. So highest to lowest. So you can kind of see how much it changes, right? Now these first few is like subtle, but if we skip ahead a little bit, like this one is definitely like colorblind, where you may not see enough blue, or you may not see enough red, or whatever. So this one definitely is a big alteration. But what I'm excited for, because I don't really have like any disabilities that I know of, so these ones are really for like people with disabilities. But this one, black and white, I really like this. I am going to turn this on and I am just going to experience Tekken through like a new lens, because Tekken is so old, right? We've been playing this game for like 5-6 years, and the game gets stale after a while. Like all the volcano stages, the rock stages, the jungle stages, being able to turn this black and white on will make you just see the game a little bit differently. When I also was looking at this black and white, even though Tekken is doing it for like accessibility, and Ghost of Tsushima, when they had their black and white, they were doing it for like more style. So I'm kind of after the style when I'm going to turn this on. But once again, they're switching between 1 and 10. So you can see how much it changes. And notice here, the characters at the top right and top left do not go black and white. They retain their color. This one is so trippy. Kazuya all blue, you really can't see anything. Heihachi, he's lime green. You can kind of see some stuff in there. All red now, you can kind of see a little bit. His health bar looks crazy. This one kind of looks normal. I want to play a couple games like this. And one thing I was thinking about too is tournaments. How would this operate in a tournament setting? Because let's say I play with this one, right? This blue and lime green, and this is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I get used to. And then I go to tournament, and then I tell them, hey, I want to turn the background black. And JDCR was like, wait, no, we can't do that because some tournaments have 2 monitors. I know Combo Breaker and Evo, they have 1, but most others have 2. Oh, okay, so I see what's happening. So the first few that they flipped through was the characters. They were changing the colors and the contrast of the characters. But then now they're changing the colors and the contrast between the background. You can see more outlines, or you could get rid of the outlines, or you could just like get rid of everything and only see white. Get rid of everything and only see black. And then this is where they go to like some actual gameplay. You have King. Just look at how strange this looks. I'm guessing this little flicker of green or purple, whatever, is like a bug. Because like they said, they're working on fixing it. So I'm guessing that's like a little bug that they're going to tweak, right? Look at the designs on her, the diamonds and circles. I wish I had like medical experience so I can understand exactly why they put this pattern here, because this pattern is going to help someone, right? It's going to help someone be able to distinguish and like focus on the characters, their legs, their arms, and be able to react quicker. They're not just doing this for style. I'll let some of these clips play so you guys can see like the actual gameplay.
なんかね、マスクも単に色だけじゃなくて柄をあえてこう上にかけるみたいな、キャラクターの上だけ柄をかけてあげると。
Now, wrapping off this video, that's pretty much everything that they showed here, but there was a few comments that Harada said that just made me think. Now this is more so the YouTuber brain activating and latching onto things, but there was a split moment in there where Harada was talking about budget. He was talking about like, now we can do these things because we have more money. That makes me excited because Tekken 7 was really successful, right? There's no one can deny that. And seeing that now they have money to add accessibility features, you would also imagine that they now have money to get crazy with Tekken 8. Game modes, customizations, all these crazy things that we dream about late at night. Put that stuff in the game and really make that game special. Now also with this update, like I said at the beginning, this is all they really talk about was the accessibility, helping people, which is really good. That's really good that they're doing that. But also when you talk about the core audience, the whole Tekken fan base, I hope this update does have a little bit more. One of the last major updates they did to the game was probably a year ago, and they added some free items, but I hope they can do something like that again. Maybe tweak some characters. I also would like them to address some of the issues that's plaguing the game right now. Not being able to rematch, netcode. I haven't really ran across any cheaters. Maybe they just got bored of the game and they just left, because that's the thing. Cheaters and toxic players, they are not like the real core audience. They're not really Tekken fans. They just want to get the highest ranks they can. But once they do that, what else is there for them to do? And that's why I really don't play ranked and really like chase ranks anymore, because Tekken for me is all about fun. And once you start focusing on getting higher ranks, that sort of lessens how much fun you can have. And if you're a cheater, over a year ago, there was statistics showing how many people are Tekken God Omega right now. And all of those people cheated. And they're probably done. They're probably bored. They're probably on to Guilty Gear Strive or Final Fighters 15 or whatever, cheating in that game, trying to get the highest rank, right? But that's going to be it. I don't want to drag this video on for any much longer. I just want to talk about this because I think it is important, but also I do want them to do a little bit more in this update for everyone else, right? But that's going to be it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.